almost shifting. We got pizza, moving boxes, or else Checkers beats us. Life is rough here in the depths of space. If shit set comes a-knocking, we shoot them in the face. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, hail Cargonia, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. All right, I got another verse. I hear a boy coming right in my instant, and it just asks me why I blew them all away. But I feel so great now with sovereign Cargonia. Every round we stand our ground. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Hail Cargonia, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Hail Cargonia, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo.
Get back to work.
Okay. Well, hello everybody. Doctor Who's very exhausted today, as evidenced by not being on time. And I apologize about that. All right. Let me grab some water real quick and we'll get started. Still haven't received the Lego sheet or the sticker sheet for the Enterprise, but today we are going to mess around with the Trevi fountain. So what I find interesting is there already was a Trevi fountain set. It's like a 700 piece little tiny thing. And I already have it. So I'm just like, oh, when did they make a new one? And the answer was recently. So now I've got everything turned around and we're trying to sort it all. Hey, what's up, Samurai? Well, there we go. The old system where the architecture sets were typically smaller. I mean, yeah, I remember that. I also rather enjoyed how desk size those things were. That would be funny. When in Rome, the Trevi Fountain. Since its completion in 1762, the Trevi Fountain, in its current form, has generously carried its well of rich Roman history and architectural heritage through the centuries. The site of the fountain has long played a significant role in the city's growth and prosperity. Since 19 BCE, the natural spring water has flowed through one of the oldest Roman aqueducts, the Aqua Virgine, the Virgin Waters. Lovely. The breathtaking work of Baroque art, the fountain manifests Roman resourcefulness. I feel like we could work on the spacing of those letters a little bit. With the cornucopia of sculptures and symbolic tributes to ancient deities, Roman legends, and visionaries. And the abundance of the natural world. Its name, derived from Trevi, 3 roads, highlights the strategic location at the intersection of 3 ancient streets, once guiding pilgrims and citizens, now around 10 million visitors a year. I think you mean Kemming, Samurai? More than a visual gem, as a cultural icon, the Trevi Fountain has inspired countless works of art, literature, and even movies. Following the popular 2014 Lego sets, this version revisits the site at a grander scale as an interpretation of real-life structure, with some details abstracted to fit the scene. The main goal is to capture the Baroque ambiance and atmosphere in Rome on a summer's day, with the vibrant colored buildings surrounding the Trevi Fountain reflected in the warm light over the piazza. The depths within the facade cast shadows upon themselves and the basin, creating subtle variances in the surface colors. Using hues of pink, tan, gray, and white, we wanted to capture the essence of these intricate nuances in the building, statues, and water and rockwork. The coat of arms of Pope Clemens XII, who commissioned the Trevi Fountain, is flanked by 4 statues representing the fruits and crops fertilized by the water. Oceanus Neptune. God of the seas riding a shell-shaped chariot pulled by mythical hippocampi, seahorses, symbolizing Rome's engineering expertise in controlling water through aqueducts. The Agrippa. Unless he has studied... you have studied your Agrippa. Naturally, I thought it fitting. I thought it fitting, suiting the rocky terrain. But naturally, you must. You would expect your opponent to counter with his with Capoferro. Which I have. I find the Trivalt wonderfully counters the Capoferro. I love Princess Bride so much. Agrippa, Roman general and architect Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa, I don't know, is shown approving the plans for the original aqueduct's construction. The Virgin tributes to the young girl who, according to myth, pointed out the spring to the Roman soldiers. Abundantia, goddess of abundance, pours water from a large urn, symbolizing the flow of water of the aqueducts and the fertility that brings to the land. The Tritons, mythical half-man, half-fish sea creatures. One struggles to control a wild hippocampi, the turbulent name of the sea. The other guides a calm hippocampi, the waters under Roman control. Celebrity, goddess of health, holds a cup to allow a snake to drink, symbolizing the purity of water and the powers of healing. Alright. Designed by Nicola Salvi, the Fontana di Trevi. Took 30 years to build and was completed by his friend, the sculptor Pietro Bracchi, in 1762, 11 years after Salvi's death. You know, that does sound like a joke. I'm not... It really does. Samurai. That would need someone to know what Roman numerals are. Grimos, you need to stop hitting that button. We're getting worried about you. Please continue to hit the button. It's rather funny. And I enjoy that you enjoy hitting the button. Yeah, how's your Hinterlands thing going, buddy? That's good. Nice. Which is funny because it gives you a notification for your 3-stream streak. Hello, Crafty. How you doing? Nice. I am very tired. I would have enjoyed bits more sleeping, but I must entertain the masses. Otherwise, I'm doing very well. I made a very stupid purchase. I was like, I want to get some decals. where should I get some decals from? And I found this place called Defiance Industries. And they showed up. So I've got some Davian decals, some Kellhounds, some Wolf's Dragoons, and then because I'm making up a bunch of stuff for Scouring Sands, I got Jade Falcon and I got Epsilon Galaxy. Then I also got Clan Wolf because Clan Uwu good boy. And I'm planning on decalifying my my op4 when I get the gumption to paint again. Good morning, Zira. Over the centuries, the 3 roads that led to and inspired the name of the Trevi Fountain have expanded. 5 roads now lead to the famous piazza. Oh no, let's not get into this fight today of where the hell are my Legos. Get out of the frickin' bag. I don't have the brain power to deal with lost Legos today. Because I definitely don't have a plastic crack addiction, scratch his arm. I have a force of each house, Wob, Periphery, Taurian Guards, Clans, Snow Ravens, and Mercenaries, generic but my own, as well as the legendary Mech Warriors. Crafty Canuck, speaking of crack addictions, I definitely don't have every single force pack that Catalyst produced that I have acquired through purchasing them not on the Kickstarters because I didn't know about the Kickstarters, and I definitely haven't started painting all of them. And I definitely don't have a 3D printer with which I am using to produce a vast amount of new mechs that are definitely not going to get painted. And I definitely don't also have a 3D printer, which I just used to produce plateaus and rivers and a bridge for my Scouring Sands campaign. No, definitely. I'm definitely not there. Hey, ducks. How you doing, buddy? Everyone, quack at the duck. Quack. Good morning. Zira, did you ever see the Did you ever see the enforcer that I made for Aiden? I'm used to getting plastic crack, but then I got a 3D printer, suddenly the ability to just make anything I wanted made my addiction dry up like a Louisiana boy in Arizona. Yeah, here. I made a lance for Aiden based on based on his dogs. So I made an Atlas, I made a Victor, and I made an Enforcer. And then this is a 3D printed Black Knight. It's in the Beagle Combat group because it is it has a Beagle active probe. I'm very proud of how this pattern came out. I think I matched Saris's fur color perfectly on this. And then here's Anka the Enforcer. And I am really, really happy with the bluing on that gun. I did really good work on that. Like, I learned a lot from trying to do that. That's what I love about painting is it's like every time I paint, I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna try and do this new weird thing, and like it just starts getting better and better. It's like I look back at the first Atlas that I painted, and I'm just like, ooh, boy, you are grungy. It's like, Night Owl, you were there when I was painting them. But it's like, I don't want to strip them and repaint them. I don't want to strip them and repaint them because I love him, because he's perfect how he is. Also, I can take a look at him and just be like, oh man, I've come a long way as a painter. Which I think is really important. It's important to have something that you were happy with back in the day to look at and be like, like, it's good, but I've gotten better. Okay, so we're going beep, boop, and we're going boop, beep, boop. The sheer amount of foot traffic at the monument also contributes to gradual discoloration of the pavement, steps, and lower rockwork. Like, I remember reading an article about other monuments, notably the Leaning Tower, and the article said it's just like with all of the with all of the tourists coming and walking up the steps, the steps had gradually worn down, and so they're just like, all right, we need to how are we gonna fix this? Oh, I know, let's just take these marble bricks that are already here for the steps, and instead of getting new ones and compromising the historicity of the tower, why don't we just take these steps and flip them upside down? So they did, and we're fascinated to discover that, dun 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 dun, it was already done. The steps were already worn on the other side. In the centuries since, the steps had already been flipped because they had already been worn down. The Piazza di Trevi hosts around 10 million visitors each year, making it one of the most popular tourist destinations in Italy. And just like, hey, let's flip the let's flip the stairs upside down in an effort to cut down on the exposed wearing down. Oh no. Someone had that idea in the past. I find that very funny. Give me my big chunky bricks. So start to the say, I missed the first bit after I said hi. Sounded a little croaky. Yeah, no, I'm just very tired. I woke up late after staying up late. And I'm just like, I don't want to play no video games. Because I already played video games yesterday because I had a late start. Also, night, changing the video game to tabletop sim wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea for right now, given that oh, shit off. Ah, my headphones shat the bed. It's not like I don't use them every frickin' day. You have to find the box and be like, hey, Astro. Fuck's going on here, buddy? No, I just unplugged the dongle and plugged it back in. Has your latest prints come out? Just curious because of hearing the complete ping recently. Oh! So these are the rocks from Scouring Sands. I really do like how they've carved out like the plateau kind of thing, like the mesa stuff. It's very, very nice. These are extremely solid. There's 2 of each size because that's what comes in the cardboard. Oh yeah, those are solid as hell. I got a bunch of river tiles. Some of them have like some messed up like little tabs, but I'm just gonna take like a heat gun and kind of like bend them a little bit, because like the rest of the print is really good. It's just the little tab. Got my little bridge. And I'm really, really, really happy with how the buildings turned out. And the roofs comes off. So this is all for my Battletech Alpha Strike stuff. So this is to replace the cardboard, because I think that the cardboard is nice. I just want it to not be destroyed. Well, Kai, it's I am doing a I'm doing an Aces campaign here in the WBPL on Tabletop Sim. It's basically using Alpha Strike. Essentially, it is using Alpha Strike, just with the Aces campaign module and pilot tweaks on top of the Alpha Strike rules. It's very, very nice. I describe it as it's Battletech, and if Battletech was pizza, this would be the Little Caesars of Battletech, as compared to like Domino's or Pizza Hut or your local very, very good chain. Night Owl, insert your local place that you just go get a slice from, that you're just like, man, this is the best pizza in New York. And you probably have like 3 of those within a 2-block radius. Not even. Probably like 7. But it's different, but it's the same enough that you can be like, no, this is Battletech. It's 2.5 block stock. No, so when my table first tried Alpha Strike, we all brought like 2 or 3 mechs. And there was like 20 mechs on the table. And it was insane. And we're just like, man, how are we gonna get through all of this? And we were doing the swing for all damage thing. And we're just like, man, when these connect, they're deadly. Yeah, the swing, the pip rules, are definitely adds a bit of that classic BattleTech nuance of just like, oh, I'm gonna fire my lasers, but not my missiles this round. Headbutts the big red button. Local legend says that if you toss 1 coin in the fountain, you are bound to return to Rome. 2 coins and you will fall in love with the person you meet at the fountain. And if you offer 3 coins, you'll be together forever. Like, the thing that I really like about Alpha Strike, though, is the Ace's automated, the Ace's automated, combat system. Like, it just, it takes some getting used to, but it's such a very well thought out, just useful thing for being like, man, I just want to run through some, run through some stuff. But I don't have anybody I want to play with, but I don't have anybody that's gonna play. I'm just gonna set some stuff up and let the computer run the simulation. Oh yeah, like, I'm not gonna not get the classic box. No, absolutely. When I went to Gen Con, there were a lot of tables at the Catalyst, in the Catalyst corner. Playing Alpha Strike, and people were digging it. For the Alpha Strike thing, or for the Aces, all you need is the Scouring Sands and the. You need the Scouring Sands, and you need the Battlefield Support deck from Alpha Strike. You don't need the mechs. You just need all the cards, which is one of the failings, I think, of the box, because I'm sure there are more instances of this later. But I have run into an instance where I'm just like, okay, I need a sniper artillery. Where is sniper artillery? Oh, it's in the Battlefield Support deck from the from Alpha Strike. Luckily, I brought Alpha Strike. There, I think it's campaign specific stuff in the Scouring Sands box. Alpha Strike has all of the artillery and everything. I'm looking forward to Snowblind. I really, really am. And suddenly, bricks. I'm hoping I can convince my friend to bring me to Gen Con again this year, so I can help out with his booth, and then slip off to go get the go to the Catalyst booth and buy all my shit. I mean, last year I went and I got spent way too much money on way too much BattleTech shit, and then proceeded to get Martin Stackpole to sign my my Warrior on Guard book. No, absolutely. No, justice for my Vindicator. Vindicator needs more love. Vindicator needs to be in more shit. Michael, yeah, I'm tired. I don't know where I get Martin from. But he was a cool dude. He was bouncing. No, I love the Vindy. It's a very, very competent little mech. When I've got two stories about why I love the Vindy so much. One is back in the Harebrained Schemes BattleTech days. I took out the PPC and I put way too many lasers in it because I didn't really like PPCs in Harebrained Schemes BattleTech. And just loaded it the hell up with lasers. It's just way too many lasers. Yeah, I think it's just heat per unit, and I didn't really care too much about the stability damage. I'd have to give it another. I'd have to give it another go. But what I did about it is there was one pirate mission that I went on. It was just like, all right, we need to go. We need to go hunt a pirate leader. Oh man, this mission's like one skull higher than we usually do, but it pays really well. Let's go see. Let's go see. Worst comes to worst, I can always reload the save. And I load in. Start. Kill the pirate screen, and then this is like, Captain, we've detected the source up on the hill. And I'm just like, alrighty, all of us mediums, let's go. Hey Glitch, you and the Vindicator, go flank over there. Roger, Captain. And then we approach, and it's a Black Knight, and I'm just like, oh god, what's a Black Knight? And I look at it, and it's just like, all the lasers. I'm just like, oh god. It's also, I think, the very first heavy that I ran into in that game. And I was like, alright, let's approach. Let's take a couple of pot shots. And, alrighty. Glitch, jump in, shoot its face. And she jumps in, alpha strikes, large laser, hit the head. And I'm just like, wait a minute, did that laser just hit the head? Medium laser hit the head. Wait a minute, did that medium laser just hit the head? Rest of the lasers connect with the body, and then all of a sudden, pop. I wasn't even aiming at the head. She just alpha strikes, and two lasers connected with the face. And guess what glitch in that campaign piloted until the end game. I only swapped her out once I got the royal variant of the Black Knight. Did you see that? Did you see that? My Decker in that campaign run, Decker had a really interesting he wasn't. I love the dynamic storytelling, the emergent storytelling from that game. And I really, really, really wish that Paradox didn't fuck over Harebrained Schemes. Because it's such a good system, man. But Decker, I recall, has like a Liao nobility background trait or something like that, and he was getting in a fight with another one of my pilots, and he was just like, I'm a noble, I demand you apologize. And just like, fuck you, we're all mercenaries up here, we're all the same. They get into a fight. Decker loses, and he gains the drunk debuff. And then a while later, he comes to me like absolutely piss ass drunk, and is like, and starts moping and woe is me and everything. And I'm just like, Decker, like, I kept you around because you were a very good pilot, and I need you to continue being a very good pilot, and I can't really depend on you if you're like this. And he's just like, all right, Captain, I'm a shape up. I'm a get better. I'm a get better. And then he lost the drunk debuff and gained the reliable trait. Behemoth did that to me. She was one of my better pilots. And Grayson she said, she came to me with a message from Grayson Carlisle, and said, it was like, hey, I got this message from the Grey Death Legion, and I'm just like, holy shit, that's amazing. And he's like, yeah, they want me, and I'm just like, okay. I'm just like, well, if you want to go, I can't stop you. I really appreciate all the work that you've done for me, but choice is yours. And then Behemoth was just like, nah, I really dig shooting shit with you, Captain. Roughly 3,000 euros worth of coins are tossed into the fountain daily. They are collected at the end of the day, and a large portion of the offering is donated to charities. Yeah, I left it up to Behemoth, and she stayed. Look, it's Decker's fault he was in the spider to begin with, you know? If there's one person I wish I could replace, it would be Darius. Darius, your reconnaissance leaves much to be desired. How did you not see the extra 3 lances of mechs coming in over the hill? Watch out, Commander. Reinforcements incoming. An entirely new... An entire force made up of a similarly sized Op 4. Okay, what's up with the cabbage? That's a big piece of cabbage. Also, are you sure that Banana is still alive, Night Owl? Dan Frazier should probably retire. Just I think it's a I think that was a combination of WotC overworking their one of two things happened. Either WotC is extremely overworking their artists, and their artists are trying to do crazy shit to meet demands, and are doing crazy shits to meet demand and stuff. Or WotC was like, hey, Dan, we want you to take this and turn it into and change it. Okay, so you want me to draw a new ring and do no. Take this and change it. So it's like either Dan slipped up to meet demand and pressure, or WotC forced him to use the old ring design. And they're making him take the fall. Either way, like, he needs to retire and end on about as high a note as he can. I think Reality Fracture is going to be a very interesting set. And my opinion on Marvel is you already have enough interesting properties or interesting stories in setting. Can we please explore those instead? I am honestly getting very tired of Universes Beyond. Just, it's just A, getting tired of Universes Beyond. B, just getting tired of so many frickin' sets just left and right. Like, there's too much magic going on, man. Give us some time to cook with this shit, man. Oh, Digi, how'd your driving test go? I just remembered that you were talking about that a while ago. I hope everything went all right. Yeah, mostly I'm just buying singles and like one big like bundle thing every set because I'm not playing as much draft or anything like that. It's just, I just want Magic to cook, man. Yes?
Oh, Trevi.
Yes. Lost the registration on the van. That sucks. 2 wide turns that put me on the wrong side of the road. Hey, yeah, that's part of learning, man. If that's all that happened, man, like that's pretty good. You're learning and you're getting your nerves worked out, man. As long as you're doing good on, like, if you're doing good on your permits with practice drives and everything, like, I think you're gonna be fine, man. You are gonna do fine. Just, yeah, cars are boats sometimes. You just gotta learn the turning radius. It's like every time I hop into my parents' Altima after driving my my Corolla for all the time, I'm just like, man, this thing turns like a boat. You'll be fine, Digi. If you need any advice from anyone, like, you'll be fine. It's just practice, buddy. It's just practice and learning how big the vehicle is. Anyway, back to Magic. And or Legos and or Battletech and or anything else we want to talk about. Hey, I failed my first driving test because there was a car and sun preventing me from seeing a stop sign along the route. Like, there was a car that was like literally up against the stop line. And I literally could not see the stop sign. Also, the sun was rising, and it was right there, preventing me from seeing the stop sign. Yeah, it's not my fault someone was parked illegally. Multiple characters in the same color. Yeah. The Trevi fountain was built at the end of the ancient Aqua Vergine, and aqueducts continue to supply the fountain today. I don't know, because I didn't play much of the Turtles set. Like, A, I'm just not a big Turtles fan. B, I just haven't had the opportunity to play a lot. This is my Leonardo Commander deck. Ah, cool. The turtle? No, the artist. Alright. Okay, go front there. I am liking how this thing is coming together with all of the slopes and everything. Hey, Crafty. There is a there is a Gundam TCG. Okay. Yep. Yes, you asked me a question. I've got a broadsword, 2 unions, 2 lions. I would like name recommendations. Broadsword is the command ship. How are Jade Falcon ships usually named? More so concerned with like what things they name the ships after. Or if they just go all in on the Falcons X, Y, or Z. Because the clans are nothing if not predictable. I was gonna say, yeah, lots of sword themes probably due to Elizabeth. Look, Grimos, I'm a merc through and through. I don't care what it's named as long as it's cool sounding. Also, I don't know enough about any factions to give you a proper naming convention. One of them should probably be like Eagle's Nest or Roost or something like that. I feel like that would be an appropriate name for one of the larger transports. Yeah, the perch. Mm-hmm. Um, I'm feeling either like an emerald talon. Why am I feeling an emerald talon? Oh, and this is for your hinterlands shenanigans, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's like we only really hear of the name of like the saber cat and the saber cat and the direwolf because the saber cat is the one that bombed Edo, and the direwolf was where Miraborg absolutely smashed Leo Showers. Ah, I was feeling Emerald Talon because it was already a thing. The color under the transparent blue reflects that of real life in the upper portions. The water streams thinly over the rock, exposing the stone color beneath, but lower in the pool, depth is indicated by the darker shades of blue. Interesting. You show up with that dropship, and he's like, why does that say, why is that ship named Bane of this planet? And it's just like, we found it and we didn't scrub the IFF yet. We're working on it. Shit! Scrub the IFF! Scrub the IFF! Attention, planetary control. This is the... Hey, did anybody change the name of the ship yet? Bane of Tuki. Ah, shit. Have fun. Have fun storming the castle. You think they'll survive? It'll take a miracle. Bye! Attention, planetary control. This is the bane of planetary control. Okay, so... There's a lot of rocks here. There we are. Spin me right round. Okay. Working on the back of it. Do. I was watching. I was at a baseball game earlier this week, and we went to a barbecue place outside of the ballpark for dinner. Not inside, because inside is expensive. And on the TV in the restaurant, they were showing old SpongeBob episodes. And when we sat down, it was the episode of stepping on the beach, stepping on the beach. You used me for land development. It's honestly like one of my favorite quotes from early SpongeBob. It's just like, as a kid, I really didn't know what it meant. I just knew it was funny. And now I'm just like, damn, that is actually hilarious. You used me for land development. What about aggressively nice guys? Behind the windows lie the channels of water from the aqueducts that pour through the waterfall. You use me for land development. Creature I sacrificed to kick primal growth, probably. Oh, become fertilizer. I need to stop this. Hey, oh. Okay, that's not a mistake. That's literally just... This window is, different. I have named them the Gabs, Gearfalcon's Roost, Kestrel's Eyrie, Hobby's Nest, Shaker's Nest, and Corinna's Roost. Okay. I feel like one of those should probably be a wing. There's just way too many nests for my liking. But that's just me and my naming sense. I am now immediately proven dumb. There's a Gear Falcon. Did not really think of it. The brain cell was allocated elsewhere. It is confirmed Grimos is the orange cat of the Legion. Grimos, embrace your orangeness. Went down a mini rabbit hole, and outside of creatures that sacrifice themselves, there are only 2 cards in all of Magic that let you sacrifice a creature to search for a land. One is the aforementioned Primal Growth, a sorcery for 2G that gets basic land into play tapped, or 2 if you sack a creature, and Perilous Forays, an enchantment for 3 green that you can pay 1 and sack a creature to get a land with a basic land type into play tapped. You are one of the moderators. You are about as Legion adjacent as you can be. Also, I consider the Ox Legion. The Ox is about as Legion as it can get. And we appreciate Sigrimos. Beep, 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 beep. The rockwork is one of the few details that disrupts the overall symmetry of the Baroque structure, while adding a stunning contrast to the rest of the facade with its organic shapes. We jamming, boys. It was the land development comment that sent you down that, yeah. Okay. There is lots of little things. No, ways are out there. Ways are out there. Although I have to admit, being in the Legion as long as I am, I have no idea if I could find my way back in. Alright, let's send the conversation somewhere else. I don't know what to talk about. I'm gonna go see Spamalot this weekend. I'm missing Paddletech to go watch Spamalot. Knights of the Round Table, we dance whenever able. We do routines and chorus scenes and footwork impeccable. We dine well in Camelot, we eat ham and jam and Spamalots. Impeccable. Even the wear and tear of the fountain plays a role in how it is viewed. Environmental degradation catches in nooks and crannies of the carved facade, leaving even shallow engravings darker in color than the surrounding rock. I am not a huge comics guy, surprisingly enough. Like, I enjoy the media, I'm just not read up on comics. I am not a huge Sonic person, despite, like, very much enjoying the games. I did not realize that there was a Sonic DC crossover. That seems like it's going to end very well. Yeah, Dark Ages did a lot for the lore. And it's like, for honestly, like, I'm actually kind of all for Ilkon just being like the new default setting, because it's just like, hey, we mostly have a clean slate here. Pay no attention to how we arrived here, but there's enough foundational knowledge here for everyone to try and move forward, yes? Look, if they want to drive the story forward somehow, they have to choose an era. And it's like, unfortunately, Ilkhan is that era. Like, I would have loved it to have been something else, but there's been properties and stuff. It's like, if that's one thing, like, I respect about Battletech, is that they're just like, yeah, we don't like the Jihad and Dark Age either. But it happened, there's a lot of property around it, and we don't really want to, nor have the time or energy to non-canonize it and start over. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna say it exists. And we're gonna start right here. And now we're gonna move forward, and if anything happens to Alaric Ward now, well, something happens to Alaric Ward. The fountain is coined the Fontana degli Immortali. Innamorati. Due to its crossing water jets, legends say that if two lovers drink from the fountain, they will remain forever faithful to each other. No, yeah, it's like as much as you don't like Alaric Ward, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. And there is now nothing after this current Ilkhan era preventing them from moving the story forward. Like, that's one of the things about, like, the Succession Wars or the clan invasion lore, is it has an end date. It has an end date, and you can't really do much to introduce or dispute the timeline. Here with Ilkhan, we have no timeline to be beholden to, save for probably some obscure pieces of lore that we can fit into. But it's like, we can be like, hey, what's the Inner Sphere going to be doing in 3160? Yeah, there's another civil war. Here's some lore about it. And this is going to be like the new lore set piece. I think... I don't necessarily want it to turn out like this, but I think what could happen is, with this Ilkhan era, advancing the story forward, we could return to days when you go to your LGS for a Battletech tournament, and it's, hey, you're playing this faction. They have this objective. Report your success, and everybody reports their battles, and that's used to drive the lore like old Warhammer. You know, because Warhammer is now releasing Armageddon. And reviving good old Yarick. I know. That's where it started. 3183. Great Intersphere cook-off. What the? But I could see some events going on. I could see some events going on to drive interest back into Battletech, being like, hey, show up for tournaments, you can shape the future of the inner sphere. Kind of shit like that. How big is bag 8? I'm gonna finish bag 8 and then get out of here. Which is about halfway through the build. This small fountain is coined. Okay, yeah, this one. Yes, okay. I am dumb. That's a way to do it. I know is like, I need to meet with you all, and they're just like, oh, we'll meet later. It's like, hey, it's later. We'll meet later. I need to work. Okay. Oh, Jesus. That's this certainly is a step. Okie dokie. Putting the bricks on the wall. It puts the bricks on the wall, or it gets the water. Sitrep, I am incompetent enough today that I seem to have lost an entire account. Uh-oh. I sincerely hope you find it. Real talk, what do you do with all these plastic sculptures? I mean, they have to take up so much room. What do you do with all of this? I find space for them. No, I build them and I put them on display, man. They're just display pieces, man. Yeah, the the Titanic's a Dakimura. No. To properly capture the details and spacing in the overhangs and offset portions of facade, we jumped back and forth between standard Lego grid and half plate off the grid. This helped us create a smooth building flow and a strong construction. No, it's mostly my bedroom, man. Like, all the shelves in my bedroom are just Lego. There's some books. Some. Lordy. Alright. I need to get food, and I need to get started with my day. So I am honestly getting a little tired. I could do another bag or two, but I don't want to. I'm tired. And I'm probably, after I eat and shower, am going to take another nap. Wake up, take a nap. God, I'm so exhausted. Alright. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Having a good time today. Sorry I was late. Sorry I wasn't doing cooking or Legos yesterday. My dad has informed me that one of his coworkers, his wife runs an Asian bakery. And so to show off, I think next week I am going to do my Japanese curry again. Gonna make some tonkatsu, because that seems like a fun thing to do. So I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna make some breakfast and get on with my day. Next week, we are going to be cooking some tonkatsu. And after that, we are going to continue to bully the Jade Falcons. I really hope we can get Commander Maya quickly and not have to redo that mission. But we are going to have fun. Check DMs. Oh, look at that dog. Oh, look at that tonkatsu. Very nice. Alright. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night, morning, evening, afternoon, time. Be good to each other. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hold on.
Land of stolen things, obey the quartermaster, unless he's a ling. Miners don't die today. Cargo text push freight. Our enemies in disarray. All hail Cargonia.
Get back to work.